Hello, welcome back to DATC, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to make a sword that you can put into Roblox and then use it as a tool in the starter pack. So for this, to make the mesh of the sword, we're going to use Blender. This is Blender 2.81. You can use Blender 2.8, it also works on previous versions. You can download Blender for free in the link in the description. And yeah, so let's get started. So open the general file, press A to delete all the things, and then X on your keyboard, delete. Then press Shift A and a cube. We could have just had the default cube. I don't know why I deleted it. Anyways, in this cube, press Tab to enter edit mode, or you can just switch to it right here. So in edit mode, right click and subdivide. Alright, and now, so press Z on your keyboard and press wireframe. It's lagging a bit, but still. So, and then press 2, or you can just press this so you can select the edges. And then holding down Shift, you're gonna select all of these edges, the corner edges of the cube. Not that one, this one. And then these. Once you've selected them, you can press S on your keyboard to scale them down, like that. Could have just used an cylinder, but whatever. Press 3, or just select this one to select faces. You can press Z and go back to solid mode, or solid view, whatever. Holding Shift, select all of these faces. And then, I forgot to explain, if you're new to Blender, you can navigate like this by holding down your middle scroll button on your mouse. Okay, once you have this, press E and then press Z. So it extrudes only on the Z axis. Okay, that's for the handle. Right here, you can select all of these spaces, extrude them down by pressing E and then Z, and then scaling it up, and then again extrude, so E and then Z, extrude down, and then again extrude down, E, Z, and then S to scale it down. So you get a nice handle thing. Now again, select while holding Shift on all of these top faces, and S and Z to scale it. Okay, never mind. You can right click to undo something. So E and Z, extrude up a bit, scale it up like that by pressing S, and then extrude, so E and then Z. Alright, again extrude EZ and scale it down with S. Okay, so you can exit out of edit mode by going over here into object mode, or you can just press Tab. And so now press Shift A and another cube. Press the G and then Z to drag it on the Z axis over here, and click when you're done. And now you're gonna, while holding Shift, select both of them, and then do, Shift J? No, Command G? Yeah, okay, so it's Command J to join them into one group. Now press Edit, and you can subdivide this Okay. Press 2 on your keyboard to select edges. Select the edges of one side while holding down shift like this, and press G and X to move them right here. Same with these while holding down shift, and then G and X to move them like that. Do the same for the other side, so select these two with shift and these two with while holding down shift. G and X, move them in, and then with these, holding down shift, select them, and G and X, and there. Now you select, press 3 on your keyboard, or just press this, while holding shift, select these, make sure nothing else is selected. And then right here, if you can see, press this button, or you can just press what is it, number pad 3 if you have a number pad. And then while holding shift, hold shift and press your middle scroll button to move around like this, not like this. So holding shift, move around so you can see more of this. And then press G and Z, and then move your blade up a bit. Again, holding shift to move around your camera. Again, G and Z. About that's good. Okay. Now you can press the little squirrel going line on the top left of your keyboard, the tilde. Press that and go into view selected. Now you don't have to do that, it's just so you can see it better, but anyways, E and Z to extrude it up like that, and then S to scale it down. Not too much, or it'll do that. Just enough. And you can probably see you have your sword. Now you can texture this with the tutorial I had previously on my channel on how to texture a mesh like this. Anyways, when you're done with your mesh, you can exit edit mode, so object mode, or just press tab. So select this, and then right click and shade smooth, and then right here press on the little triangle, and then go into normals and press auto smooth. This makes it smooth while still keeping the edges there. Okay, now that you're done, you can file, save to wherever you like. You can name it, I'll just name it Tutorial Sword 2, because I have another tutorial with swords in it. Save under file, and now press file again, export in FBX. Export FBX, and you can close up Blender and go into Studio. Save changes. Okay. Now in Studio you can start uploading your mesh. So basically, go into your workspace. Okay, so first make sure in your view tab that you have Properties Explorer open. Yeah, that's it for now. So in your Explorer, select Workspace, press the little plus, and add a mesh part. Okay, and then in the properties of the mesh part, select the mesh ID by pressing the little folder icon. Press that. I don't know if you can see my Finder window, but here it is, tutorial sword2.fbx. So open the FBX file and open. It'll ask. My Finder window isn't going away. So basically, it'll ask you if you want to rescale it, if you want to resize it, press yes, otherwise it's going to be very big. And you don't have to give it location data, place it to the location, so just press no. And here your mesh should be here. Now command 2 to move it anywhere you like. Sometimes when you upload a mesh, your mouse gets weird. To fix that, just go into Google and like click your mouse a bit, go back, and it'll be better. I'm gonna press command 3. Make sure you're in the model tab, you have 0, scale it down. While holding shift, scale it down on all axes till it's about the right size. Move it here. Okay, and now press F to zoom in, and then in your plugins tab, go to rig builder and build a block rig just to make sure it's the right size we want. So take it, command 3, scale it up while holding shift, and make it the size you want. Okay, once you've done that, you can either upload your mesh, or you can right here just select your material in the properties. I'll just make it metal. That looks good. And so now you can name it to sword. Okay, and then once you have your size, and yeah, you can delete this. Actually, keep this dummy, we're going to use it for later. So in your workspace, click the plus and type in tool, put in a tool, name it sword or whatever you like, and take this sword in the explorer and drag it into the sword tool. Now you can put in a new part from the home tab, part, move it here, make it pretty small, just scale it down all the way, and move it to the center of your handle, wherever you want the humanoid to grab it. So about like that. Move it into the handle, just like that. And then you can name this handle. Make sure it's named handle, or else this won't work with a capital H and all the rest lowercase. Don't anchor anything. You can make this non-collidable and transparent with making transparency to 1. Okay, so now deselect everything by clicking your base plate or the sky or whatever. In your models tab, go into create a wheel. If your screen is smaller, it'll probably a smaller icon right here with a little arrow, but press the arrow and press weld. Okay, never mind. Press escape. This won't work. Just go into your handle, click the plus, and type in weld constraint. Click the weld constraint, and in the properties, here, click the part 0. Part 0 is handle, and part 1 is the sword that you've placed inside of your sword thing, so that it welds the handle to the sword. Okay, now drag the handle into the sword, and you can place the sword mesh inside of the handle. Alright, there you should have it. So you put it in the workspace, or I mean in the starter pack right here, starter pack. You can test your game, and there you have your sword, and it appears right there. If you have everything done, you should have had your sword done correctly, and you should be able to do nothing with it, just show it to everyone. But we're gonna have it do something, and so let's script it. So first for the script, in your sword tool, insert new script by pressing the plus and searching up script. Alright, name it I guess sword script, delete default text, and insert this. So let's see, local sword equals script dot parent local mesh equals script, or you can just say sword dot what is it, handle dot sword. Okay, next this is going to be a pretty long if statement, but so sword dot what is it, equipped, no, activated connect function, delete that bracket, put in 2 more, and enter. Now you have this function that does whatever you want whenever you activate the sword or press the sword or like use it basically. And then put a new variable in, name it db for debounce equals false, and then type this long if statement in, if db equals false, and and then in the parameters hit and hit dot parent and now we're gonna animate the sword so you can actually do something. And that's where we need our humanoid. So enter a new local script. So local script, this has to be a local script, into your sword. Name it animation script, and then delete default text. Inside of the local script, add an animation, and this is going to be our idle, and then add a new one, new animation. This one's going to be attack. Okay, now back to your game. We're gonna animate this guy. So you're gonna need the animation editor. I think you have it by default in your plugins. Anyways, get that. Shouldn't ask you to select a rig. Okay, select this dummy and create a new animation. And now you're gonna create your idle animation. So make sure you follow along because it's important what you move and what you don't. So you're gonna want to edit only the torso and the hands and the head. So don't like press anything having to do with the legs, or else it'll be weird and his legs won't move. So let's make an idle animation. Let's bend them down. So his sword is gonna be in this hand. So it's gonna be like this. Let's bend it a bit. Oh yeah, make sure you have like R15 animations for R15 characters and so on, so you don't mix them basically, because R15 animations don't really work with R16. R15 doesn't work with R5. Yeah. R15 doesn't work with R6. Okay, can't speak. So anyways, do your animation thing, and when you're about done with your starting pose, you can go right here, into the number 1 in the timeline, number 1, and then move him a bit, like to make it like he's breathing. Move everything just a slight bit, like that, and this can go like that. Okay, deselect everything. Press this little yellow or white thing and Command C to copy, and right here on the last number paste it. You can change the length of your animation right here, so you can make it 3 seconds, but I'm gonna keep it at 2. And make sure it's looped, so press the loop button. Alright, and let's see our animation. Press your cursor at 0 and play. It looks like he's breathing. That's good. So that's what we want, kind of. So you can stop it. Make sure you haven't like even pressed any of the legs, and make sure there's like, so right here where it says left upper leg, left lower leg, that there's no keyframes, like little dots, or else his legs won't move when he's walking, and that'll just be weird. Unless you want him to like levitate, I guess. But anyways, once you've done that, press edit and set priority to action. Actually idle. Yeah, idle works better because this is an idle animation. File, export, and be careful here not to go ahead of yourself because you're gonna need to copy something. Create a new one and test idle animation tutorial. Yeah. Finish, and don't press anything. Don't press anything. Don't press OK. Save that for later. I know it's tempting. But press right here. It's gonna try to copy everything for you, but use your arrow keys on your keyboard and direct yourself to the big like the end of these numbers right here. So while holding shift, use your arrow keys to select it, because using your mouse will select everything. That's what Roblox does. And then press copy or Command C, Control C, you know what I mean. Now you can press OK. You can close the editor and close everything up here. And then right here in the idle animation, in the Explorer, go into Animation ID and paste it in. Okay, now for the attack animation. Go back to your animation editor, select this rig, and file and new. Okay, yeah, whatever. Basically, again, don't do anything with the legs unless you want it not to move. If you like press this one time, you're gonna have a key frame right here on the upper leg, and that part of the leg is not gonna move when you walk, so don't do that. And basically make your attack animation. Again, he's gonna be leaning. Make the time 1 or whatever you want. I'll make it short, so it's in this hand. Make the swing pretty big because you want the sword to move a long distance so you can actually deal some damage. Make sure that like everything else that you don't want to move, to like at least press one of these circles, even if you don't move it, to set a keyframe. Or else, like if you don't put keyframes here, your arm will move in the animation that you have on your character. So basically it's gonna be weird. So wherever you don't want anything to go weird, press a keyframe. Or yeah, move it. Okay, so whatever. Do the animation at 0.5. You're gonna have them go down like that. and down, and like that, and then head up a bit, and then you can again copy and paste these if you want. You don't have to make it a perfect loop. Make sure you don't loop it unless you want it to be a rapid fire punch or something. Well, whatever. Yeah, don't loop it. Then edit, set priority to action, and you can see your animation. Make sure it's not looped. There you go. Now we have a pretty good attack animation. I mean, for a person like me, it's gonna be okay. Not an animation person. Export. New. Test. Swing animation tutorial. Yeah. Finish. And again, don't be tempted. And copy that number. Like that. Just like that. Copy. And now you can press OK. And close everything up. You don't need the animation editor anymore. And you can like even delete. Actually, we'll keep the dummy. Attack. And paste the animation ID. Enter. Okay, now into the animation script. So it's gonna be pretty fun. So local attack equals script dot attack. Oh wait, this is important. Script colon wait for child. Was our idle or attack? That's good. We have our attack. Let's go attack the dummy again for fun. We. Now we're debounced. Chop you. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, last but not least, the trail to make some effects. And yeah, so drag the sword out of the starter pack into the workspace. Make a new part. Scale it down just like you did with the handle. And put it like inside of the blade, if that makes sense. Put it right inside the blade, like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Okay. Put it right at the bottom, right here. Like right here. Alright. And duplicate it. Command D or Control D. And bring it to the tip. Okay, so name this bottom one A0. And the top one A1. Add an attachment to both of them. Attachment, name it A0 for attachment 0, and attachment to this one, and this is going to be A1, if you can see down here in my Explorer. Now what you're going to do, you're going to close this up, select both of them with shift and drag it into the sword. There. Now, inside of the sword, add a trail, and open up these just in advance. In the trail, go into attachment 0, press it, and select attachment 0, the attachment. Same for attachment 1. And okay, now we got a trail for our sword. you see, if we move it, we have a, no we don't. Why don't we have a trail? And why don't we have a trail? I don't know. You can add a texture if you want, a PNG image, but I'll leave it like this. Lifetime equals 0.15 there, and max length equals 0.7. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.